We are live here with the ROX mods. Currently 5 cars entered, but we might be seeing more. We'll see. Jackson Cook, however, the first one to start us up tonight. Didn't turn out to the ROX mod race last week due to issues, but we are going to put out the green flag. And that currently running a Coyote engine tonight. We're going to be doing 5-lap qualifying, single car. Give us some extra time to get things going. We said lap 1 for Jackson Cook at 12.217. Purple Sector 1. And your points leader will set at 12.165 with 3 to go. Pretty good pace. Purple Sector 2. I want to mention this is the first time that we are running this course with the ROX mods. We did have a race last night. So, it's a pretty fun race last night. 1 lap to go here for Jackson Cook. No improvements in that lap. The checkered flag going to come out. It's a little flick there down the back straightaway. A very interesting layout that we're running tonight. As you can tell, some very old school style course we're going to be doing. Alright, Jackson, that will be it for you. Next up, we're going to have Ilhan 131. I think everyone's going to have their eyes on him tonight. The green flag's out for you. Making a ride out tonight in the Flamin' 12 car. They make their way down the back straightaway into the final turn. They carry their speed. Now to turn 1 to start the first lap. 3.248, Sector 1. Good looking Sector 2 now down, drifting through the final turn. We've been seeing them do this today, and they take the top time, 12.093, slides through 1 and 2. I'm not sure how he manages to do it, if I'm going to be honest. Does not improve though. Purple Sector 2. Kind of rough looking first sector though, but he sets at 12.156 to go for Gohan. One to go for Gohan 131. 12.10 sits very close to their top time. The final lap in the air, the checkered flag to go out. And across the line, they do not go faster. That might be good enough for pole. You guys could also pull off the first turn or take a cooldown as long as you just go slow. It's not the end of the world. Next nature channel in the number 60 green flag. Monster Energy number 60 car makes their way out into the racetrack. They have had a couple of issues on this racetrack during the practice, trying to figure it out. Let's see if they got things locked in. 12.093 is the best time we've seen so far. And 12.230 will be their first lap. They're going to have 4 more chances here to best it. All the way up to the end, almost touching the grass off their first turn. Second lap, not any faster. 3 to go here for Nature Channel. Now to the final turn to mark lap 3. They kind of back off a little bit there on their exit. It's time by 2 to go. They got a green Sector 2. They managed to slide a little bit. Maybe they got something figured out. White flag. Seeing Gohan doing that slide. Nature Channel did that last time. Now he's doing something. Checkered flag going to come out. He does improve, but it's not going to be enough. 12.189. Not a bad run there. If you guys are interested in looking at the board, there's also a board in the SSRA trailer. So that being said, however, up next, for the first time out here at Mount Long, we got Sharks Are Lit FR. The green flag's out for you in the Tigger the Tiger. Tony the Tiger. Alright, excuse me. see what the number 27, Tony the Tiger car can get going. They slide through 3 and 4. I think they tried to pull the handbrake to make it work. Very interesting layout. Their first lap at 13.395. Let me teleport gear. Second lap for Sharks, they set 12.880. So that is their first time. Oh, they get loose. First time below the 13-second mark here. 2 laps to go quicker. Down to the braking point. Again, a little bit of a slide. Not that bad. They do not improve. 1 lap to go. They're going to run it high. Looks like Shark is having a couple of issues here trying to figure the track out. The checker flag goes out. They will not go any quicker than that 12.88 we saw, I believe, on lap 2. And up next is Braden. You are clear to the racetrack. Ooh, a little loose there off of Braden. The 22 Craftsman Devil making their way down the front straightaway into turn 1. They're going to go a little bit high. They led the most laps in yesterday's midget feature. Just unfortunately, late race spin changed things for the worse for them. Let's see what they can get rolling today. They show up a little bit late to practice, although they might have had some beforehand. Just kind of got to stick it in 3rd gear and hope it works. Braden's second lap is going to move up to 4th place, 12.446. He's kind of going to have to learn the track as he runs it through. He's a pretty fast learner, to say the least, though. Lap 3, 12.396. 2 more to go. Purple sector 1 for Braden. Now down the front straightaway. Does not improve. The white flag of the air for Asphalt Racer Braden. The Craftsman Devil around the first turn. Down the curve back straightaway into the, I want to say 3 and 4. The 3rd turn here, the checker flag to come out. He does improve. It's 12.345. Gonna stay in 4. Oh! A little contact there to the tire. Again, if you guys need to do a cool down lap, as long as you're going slowly and cruising, you'll be okay. We do need 1 more car, though, if we want to get this one rolling, so there is Gearum. What the fuck? So, Gearum, just whenever you're ready, head out to the track against 3rd gear. Just focus on trail braking. So the GGS number 45A Cheese Wedge, representing Sargento Cheese up from Wisconsin. Gearum FX2 from down under. He'll be making his way around the racetrack. Lap 1, gonna make their way over down the front straightaway up to 4th place. Taking his teammate out into 5th. Had a purple sector 1, but hits the wall, so this is gonna be a bit of a throwaway. Makes his way now to the final turn. And he's figuring out the track. He showed up without practice. Learning experience. Seems to have the track pretty well understood, though. Purple sector 2, now making his way down the front straightaway. Gearum is 2nd on the board. 3rd lap, I believe he might have ever done here at Mount Lawn, and he's already 2nd up there, ahead of Jackson Cook. 1 lap to go for Gearum, and he goes top of the board with an 11.996. He'll pull it in a lap early. Now, that's got to be a flex if I've ever seen one. Up next in the number 27, running a Atlantis RCF motor. You got T7 Jake, the green flag's out for you. Very interesting, low rumbling car out there, straight up a V8 out of a GT3 car that will be running today. I like to describe this car as a gentleman that's taken off his gloves and raised his hands up. He's ready to fight. He's going to get it loose. Does manage to keep himself under control, though. The first lap's going to be 13.2 flat. 4 more laps to go here for T7 Jake, making his way down the back straight. He says L in the chat. He will pass Sharks by about 17 thousandths of a second with 3 more laps to go here. Jake now making its way down the front straightaway. It's going to be a little bit quicker, 12.713. 2 to go. Green sectors both 1 and 2 down the front straightaway. He goes up with 12.484. 1 to go for G7 Jake. Goes all the way up to the grass at green sector 1. Not a bad look at sector 2, making his way down the front straightaway with a checker flag coming out. He does improve, however, he does qualify sits. And it is currently 7:16, so I think we are going to be ready to get right to the event here. So if you guys can enjoy a can of Craig Energy, and I believe that could be, I don't know if Repper's interested in racing, so. Big thanks to everyone that turned out today. You guys could head up to the front straightaway. Cross the start-finish line, please. We're going to be doing single file pacing. Okay, Jake. We'll have Sid's car start. I think Jake will move himself back into the helping position here. So, again, if everyone can make their way across the start-finish line for the timing system. Yes, Braden. Braden is going to drop himself to tail, so he will voluntarily let Shark start ahead of him. I must say, do not do any cheeky sandbagging. We're going to be doing single file pacing today. It's just too tight of a racetrack not to do so. It's a little bit of a weird format. So, first in line is going to be Giram FX2. Second behind that, Gohan 131. Up third, we'll be seeing Jackson Cook. In fourth will be Nature Channel. Fifth is going to be Sharks. And then sixth will be Asphalt Racer Braden. I would also like to mention that Jake is taking a DNS point, and your pole sitter swapping cars is going to be Giram FX2. So, if everyone could please turn their engines off. At Giram, you just have to hop out. It turns off. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Yeah. Let's see where Nature Channel's trying to go. Alright, Nietzsche, you know what, it's fine. Just everyone, please turn your engines off, hop out of your cars. It's going to be 100 laps here with 10 laps of pacing. You know, you might be going, well, that's going to be a while. In a way, yeah, but not as long as you might think it might be. It's going to be it's a pretty short track. Should take about average. So, we're going to clear out all the extra cars. We'll be doing our 2 songs for Indiana. Of course, we got Back Home in Indiana, sung famously by Jim Naylor. He can't. He's using his console, a keyboard. Well, he does have a keyboard on the keyboard, so. Nobody plays state anthems. It is Indiana. It's an obligatory duty for the top classes. You don't, because fucking Michigan has Detroit for a capital. Indiana has its capital literally with Indiana in the name. So, I'll be playing those 2 anthems. We'll get straight to business here. A little bit of rolling thunder off in the distance.
Home again in Indiana. Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can through the sycamores for me. The newborn haze has all its fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, then I long for my Indiana.
We will now commence with the United States anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alright, drivers, to your cars. Once you're ready, start your engines. 3 different types of V8s in today's field. We have a Chevy V8, which is the default. We have, of course, the Coyote engine and a Lexus RCF. I would say the name, but I'm sure I'm incorrect. I got one more car here yet to get into it. That is Sharks Are Live For Real. So, once he's in his car, he'll be ready here. The lights currently are going to be set to red. He is in his car. Alright, so the pace speed today is going to be 45 miles an hour. Watch the lights. Yellow flag. Go in the car if he goes. It's going to be a little bit laggy at first, so I will be a little bit patient. That's the whole point of this deal. But grand thanks to all of you drivers to ensure that we get a good night of racing ahead of us. Of course, tomorrow we'll be out with the bond spotties at 10 a.m. US Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. local. Can Braden pass our leader, please? We do have a finicky timing system. I do need Braden, the 22, to pass the leader. To go all the way past the leader, please, for the start-finish line, so that we can fix our timing system. Then after that, just drop back. So just stop your car, then drop back. Yeah. System was a little bit finicky. Thank you though, Brayden. Very much so sympathy of different roaring V8s from all the major manufacturers. We're only missing Dodge. But you know, for what we have, it's pretty solid to hear. Let's get your lineup here. Alright, so your car in the back, it's Asphalt Racer Brady. He qualified in the 5th place spot. And he's volunteered to start from the rear of the field. Most likely lag issues or whatever. It is what it is. Up ahead of him in the 27, we have Sharks Are Live For Real. The car ahead of that. In 4th place, Nature Channel. We have a little bit of a mix-up there in the back. It's okay. He's going to be driving the number 60 car. And the 27 Tony, the Tiger Machine, that is Sharks. The Craftsman Devil is going to be in the car starting from the back. The 16 Monster Energy car is 4th place. Now into top 3, your championship points leader Jackson Cook starting us off 3rd place in the number 38 machine. Now the Flamin' 12 is going to be taken up here by Gilhan 131, who fell short high pole position by just a tiny margin. Originally in the 45A Cheese Wedge was Gearum FX2, however he made a switch with T7 Jake to take over the number 27 Lexus RCF powered machine. I do recommend against red line pacing. We also shouldn't be going that fast. Remember, there will be no passing until you cross the start-finish line. Alright, so 1 lap to go. We get a little bit of a lag spike. It's hopefully going to work itself out. Gohan, move it up a little bit. Lights are black. Make our way up to the final turn. Watch the lights. Green flag. Not a past nature, there's a little bit of lag in the back. I can't make any calls off of what I've seen, but it looks like we had a clean start. Brandon gonna go a little bit wide there with Sharks. However, for the lead, it's gonna be Gohan 131, Gearum FX2. 3rd place looks to be Jackson Cook. Have a little bit of rubber band, he should hopefully clear itself out. Brandon with the mitts up here with Sharks are lit for real. Meanwhile, 3-way battle for the lead. New leader in the race is gonna be Gohan 131. Side by side between Jackson Cook and Gearum FX2, both of them racing it hard here for 2nd. However, good looking exit for the moment for Gearum. However, he slaps outside wall. Jackson Cook with a run down the inside. And where is Sharks? He's lost a little bit of time there. He's back there. It's okay. Still side by side here between the 38, the 27. Make their way down the back straightaway. Coyote versus 2UR. No, it's in the front. Currently 1/20th away through today's race, and it looks like Gohan's walking the field. However, the battle for 2nd raging on. Jackson Cook has climbed up from 3rd to the 2nd spot. The furthest dropper, however, Gearum FX2. I think Jackson Cook has made a little bit of a statement here. He's confident in the car now. Starting to maybe potentially benefit if there's a caution there, then that might allow him to put up a fight here to the Flamin' 12 of Gohan. Or Gohan has shown just in the practice how dominant he could be. He's got the track figured out completely. So, I think, unless there's anything detrimental, he's got this race already. I can tell almost 10% through the race. We're really in the back here. Gonna make his way by the 27 of Shark. Meanwhile, Gearum FX2 might be relapsing a little. It's right behind the rear bumper of Jackson Cook. Good looking exit there by Jackson. Climbs up to about a car length, but Gearum is still looking right there. Side by side between Jackson and Gearum for a second. Jackson carries more speed to make their way through the lap car, but here they are again, side by side. Gearum down the inside. Jackson with the crossover move. He is going to still make it side by side action for 2nd place. And now look at the exit down the back straight away we go. Looks like Gearum might have gone back to 2nd, but Jackson right there goes through him. That's a pretty good looking battle here. Jackson's looking down the inside. Gearum's going to fall a little bit back, but he rebounds on his exit. Basically a slingshot move we've seen there about the 27 machine. Jackson Cook is going to fall back into 3rd place. Gearum in 2nd. He's going to run a little bit through the tires, but doesn't seem to... I think he manages to stay as he is for now pretty okay. I think Brandon, however, might be pulling it in for the day. So, I think his night's done. Leaves the game, so That will leave us with 5 cars. Again, one of those Sharks are lit. The closest action on track you see on your screen is the 27 and the 38. I think Gohan's about to overlap Shark for the second time. So we got 27-20, the Tiger car, having a couple of issues here tonight. You're now a fifth of the way through, and Shark, it's very loose. They do keep it going straight, so no cause for any caution there. We're still good. Meanwhile, however, Gear and Jackson kind of off their own little battle here. Jackson looked like they had a good run until they got loose off of the first turn. He's still right there behind him. I think it would definitely make things a big mix-up. Gear runs a little bit wide. It's a bit of a late apex there. You know, this is a very unorthodox track, and I think unorthodox lines might be the way to go. You've seen how your leader drives. We'll go up to him for a second. See, closes down on Nature Channel. Again, if there is any sort of caution, everyone gets a lap back. So, if he does fall a lap down, it's not going to be the end. Gohan's just pulling a clinic here today. So, let's take a look at what Gohan can do, as it seems like the guys behind their little battles kind of split off a little. Gohan makes his way down the front straightaway into the first corner. Looking like a clean line, generally speaking. 11.893 as his personal best. He's just, you know, it's hard to describe what I'm seeing. There's a lot of rubber banding, but from what I can tell, it's just Gohan is pretty much in complete control of the car today. Seems to have no problem whatsoever. Gohan's going to make it to the final corner. Slides it, so does Nature Channel. Nature Channel is now behind him. Now, it might not be the end of the world, because he might be able to pick up a little bit on what Gohan's doing with this car here. He's trying to emulate it as best as he can, and I can tell desperately. So, if there is any sort of caution, that could be something that can make or break their own race here. They're only a lap down. They'll get a lap back if they get into that sort of situation. So, there's Shark going way off. Shark has fallen 3 laps down in today's feature. So we are Shark is going to pull it in. I think Shark might be the second retiree of today's race. We are now down to 4 cars, so that pretty much means at this point you have a 3 and 4 chance of finishing on the podium. Looks like Shark's not too keen on those points. Them 12 making their way down the back straightaway. Again, just a completely clear track. Might be closing in on the rest of the field. Could be seeing a situation where your leader ends up lapping the field. We stay caution free today. Not sure. That would not be something I think the fans would want. Something, of course, with the GGS team. A dominant performance like that would be an awesome night for us, but the competition. He's just going to get a little bit loose off of the first corner. Here in MFS2, currently the other car representing GGS in second place. So overall, pretty solid night for us. I'm pretty sure no one else cares. So, points leader currently in third place. Small field tonight, so no matter where he finishes, he has a good jump ahead of any of his competitors. Of course, probably in the back of the mind, he's worried about your current leader, Gohan. They are notorious just for the domination. He did have a great points boost of about 6 races, and looks like Giram gets loose. A lot of speed lost there. Jackson Cook with a rebound. An opportunity potentially opened up for Jackson Cook. Now the attack, only a couple car lengths separating from the number 27. Your race leader right behind these two. you see the Flaming 12 just absolutely looming behind. We've been caution free, surprisingly, the whole race so far. So, the drivers you see on track definitely are able to wheel the cars pretty well. However, there is one driver I think that wheeling well, a bit of an understatement, the 12 car making the way down into turn 1, closing in on the number 38. Makes its way through the final corner. As we close into the halfway point. Down to turn 1. Got about 3 laps here until we're there. Next time by will be the halfway point, and the 12 is by far closing in on number 38. Of course, the next target is Giram. I don't actually quite remember the last time in the ROX mods we had a performance this dominant, but it looks like Giram is... We're good. They froze for about a half second there. About 5 seconds, had me a little bit scared. He does keep it going, so I think he's okay. That was a very sketchy moment. Jackson's going to get loose. They do keep it going, so we stay green. Here, Memphis 2 now to the final corner. He's passed Jackson Cook. Only one more car to go until he's done it. Again, I think the last time we've seen a leader lap the whole field is Twin Turbo V6. Probably Mach 2 years ago. That was... I could 100% remember him doing that in the Super Indies. I believe that was at Iowa. And Iowa, one of the shorter road courses, of course, it's hard to get a caution there. You can't just spin your way into one, unlike these ovals. So we managed to stay caution free, and I think he did that 2 years. 2022, we saw that happen also with Twin. So. Might we be seeing Twin levels of domination coming back to SLC? It could be the case. He's going to have to catch up a lot here for the points, though, if he wants a chance at it. And we'll put Nature Channel 2 laps down, so he's going to need another one if he wants to be back in the lead lap. However, regardless of where he finishes today, he's bound for a very solid points race. Oh, Giram! Yellow flag. Alright, your race back is going to be Gohan 131. He does lap the field, but everyone is saved by the bell. Everyone get your lap back. 1 lap back. Everyone. That is probably a little bit of a break for these drivers. He did manage to lap the entire field. It happened at the caution. However, things, unfortunately, that chain of domination might switch a little bit back here. Nature Channel is going to get 1 lap. So there'll be a lap down. However, everyone else will be back to the lead lap. So, just stay where you are, Nature. Again, if there's another caution, you'll be back up to the lead lap. And, well, we got a great scene about it. If there's anything to say about cautions, cautions breed more cautions. I've only seen a single flip here this weekend, which is actually kind of exceeding my expectations. Alright, so we are up to pace. We're going to go black here. Thank you there, Jake. 3 cars currently on the lead lap. Again is Gohan, Jackson, and Giram. First spin of the night. Green flag. Not a pass, Giram. We are staying pretty clean, though. A great restart there for Gohan. Nature Channel's going to run a little bit wide. How about your top 3? Gohan 131, Jackson, Cook, and now Giram side by side through turns 1. Jackson going to carry a little bit more speed on his sets it into the final corner. Jackson gets a little bit of a sliding move there going. but Guillermo carrying a lot of speed into the first corner, back through the exit. Jackson goes wide. Guillermo will clear him, but Jackson's still there. He gets loose. I couldn't tell. If that was a spin, it looks like rubber banding, so I couldn't tell anything. Sorry there, if you actually like fully stop. So, as it currently stands, and I actually think Guillermo could be doing a good wheeling here on the 12 car. They can figure their car out. I think Guillermo still, despite it, is still managing to drive a little bit better. But if you look at those times, your posted to Guillermo FX2, they have dipped below the 12s. But it just seems like the Flaming 12 is just ever so slightly quicker on this track. Nice amount of laps here into 70. So 30, now make it 29 laps to go for Johan. He's led the entire race after he passed Guillermo. So far has quick time with the 11.893. I don't know if we're gonna be seeing that time get passed today. That's honestly faster than I've been able to string together. So good job there by Johan. As it currently stands though, GGS 1-2 with the Flaming 12 out there in the front. Guillermo again back. He spun and fell down a lap. However, he does get his lap back. He had some difficulties. However, he does manage to make the pass on the number 38 driven by Jackson Cook. Currently as stands is in third place. Nature was on the lead lap and he could be a potential threat, but currently just has to ride this one out and hope for the best. We are now in the last quarter of the race, folks, and again, Johan is pretty much swept this weekend. Of course, the later into the race it goes, the closer that the finish will be if there's any sort of issues. I think as it stands, really think it could be a GGS 1 or 2. So, lap 78 here, and Johan manages to continue to clock in another lap through. Not a whole lot to report. I guess we'll just, as we're here, you know, just the field running their race, hoping for maybe some good points here. We'd like to say next weekend we go to Plymouth Motor Speedway, another racetrack in Indiana. Then the weekend after that, we are bound for Owasso. Of course, also next weekend we might be doing some road course races with Formula UV at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So this is kind of Indy month. Do a little bit of a little bit of a Michigan break as we briefly go to Owasso with Jackson Cook's league, and that'll be a fun weekend coming up ahead. So then we go to Indy. Now, you know, so these next couple races are about to be pretty action-packed. As long as we get good turnouts, I'm still very appreciative that we managed to get this one going tonight. Nature is going to slide, and he gets passed again by Johan, so he's probably not the best thing to see this late into the race. However, again, still only this far in, he is bound for at least a very solid points finish. I think everyone, however, is currently going to be running up for the podium with 15 to go. So really no bad finishing today as long as you just do so. Got about 2 laps here until we're in the final 10. Of course, there's any caution that late into the race, things went by far. Get a little bit mid-stop there, but I think all these drivers are keen on finishing where they are. Maybe leave it for Nature Channel, of course. He's Gonna be hoping for 2 of them. You know, you never know what can happen. There could always be late race caution, and then 2-lap shit on somebody spins out on the first of those 2 laps. Seen that before. That's actually what happened last week with East Time 5-1. Wins the lap down, and if it wasn't for Dale Ross's shenanigans. Oh, we got 2 cars going all the way over the track. Both Giram and Jackson completely out of shape. So neither of them really benefiting off of it. And there's Giram getting extremely loose. Here is Jackson Cook with a run. Gohan gets a front seat to it, but Jackson Cook right up there behind Giram FX2. A battle for second underway. Jackson Cook making the move. However, Giram is going to stay ahead for the time being. Gohan right in the back of them. To determine if we have a GGS 1-2 or if Jackson Cook can rebound here. Giram is going to run a little bit wide. Jackson Cook. Sam Machine, your race leader. 5 to go. 4 to go. Giram running a higher line. Jackson Cook is going to file it back. Gohan, meanwhile, about to overlap the field as Jackson gets all bent out of shape once again on the infield tires. And that might have settled that little run of excitement here. Gohan overlapping the entire field today. 2 laps ago, this is the last opportunity for anything to go bad. I don't think any of these drivers are keen on making mistakes this late into the race. Now across the start-finish line, the white flag in the air for Gohan 131. And he's done it by a lap, but he's passed the entire field. He makes his way down the back straightaway into the final corner. Your race winner today is going to be Gohan 131 to GGS 1-2 with Giram in second. Jackson Cook finishes in the top 3 on the podium, and your 4th place finisher is going to be Nature Channel. Jackson is going to bin it on the tire. So, give it out to your race winner, Gohan 131. Chicken dinner tonight. Winner, winner. There's this very solid race for DGS. So very happy on the team. Very happy to Gohan here to do what he's done. He takes a victory lap out on the raceway. The victory lane is the front straight, by the way, on the start-finish line. It's been a bit of a stormy day for you, Gohan, but let's see if we can get an interview going. Let me change what I'm wearing. Alright. Here. It's over here. Alright, to give out to your race winner, Gohan 131. Honestly, awesome job. I don't think we've seen that level of domination literally in season, so that is a seasonal performance that we've seen right there today. A little bit of a rocky day, of course. We know about the bad weather we've been getting today, but glad you're good. I don't know if there's really a lot for you to say about today. It looked like you just had the track completely locked in and figured out. However, again, I want to say congrats on your dominance today. What brought you to victory lane?
Yeah, it was really just the same thing as the last checker we did. I realized that it was low grip, so I can just start fucking 4-wheel drifting every corner and just have like a ridiculously high entry speed. And just make up all my time on the entry, and then I'll sacrifice the exit, but I'll make up so much time on the entry that would really matter. So I would just like drift every corner until just get the drifting consistent, and then I was able to just get so much time with everybody. But yeah, I definitely do best in like on the low grip tracks for sure. But yeah, I'll fall off a little bit on like a normal track, but definitely the fastest on the low grip. Just because I've been doing it for so long, and my car control is good enough to to do it the entire race. So yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like you have the track pretty much dialed in today. I want to again say, good job on you. Let's get this victory lane photo. Looks like it'll be just you for interviews tonight, unless Jake wants to do one. So let's get that one. There we go. So congratulations. Next week we go to a slightly higher grip track, so that might be a little bit to your disadvantage, but we'll see. So again, I want to say congrats, Gohan. Jake, do you want to do an interview as our flagman and also to see your on the track? No? Okay. So, is there anything else you want to say, Gohan?
No, not really.
Alright.
It was a fun race, so I had a lot of fun.
Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the track. It's a bit of a very... I think if we had to describe this track as a person, perky, quirky, I think would be two good words to describe it. You got grass runoff. It's almost like it almost runs as technically as a road course. You know, it's got the curbs you don't want.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. See, I didn't want to say it out loud because I think I sound retarded, but it generally felt like a road course, and I forgot. And I was first lapping on here, but I just didn't say anything about it. But it definitely does feel like a road course, which is really crazy to me.
I think it's just, you know, overall the technicalities, something not very familiar with these ovals, but, you know, not surprised that it was you that came up on victory lane, because technicality is, and also loose tracks kind of seems to be what you do best at. So, again, I want to say good job on winning today, and congrats on dominating the race, overlapping even your teammate. So, awesome job.
Pay attention. Make every race a little grip, please.
This guy's waiting for a rain race, I could just tell. Alright, so, again, thank you there to Gohan. We have a couple more races this weekend. It's a little bit of a small weekend, so next, well, actually, probably not next weekend, but this is one of the smaller weekends we got. At least in this portion of the schedule, we'll be doing the All-American Stock Car Championship tomorrow at 10 a.m. U.S. Pacific Standard Time. That's going to be only feature, no stock I4. We're just going to be doing the Fox bodies again at 10 a.m. That's going to be a 40-lap race. They should be pretty fun. I'll be getting those ready. Also, at 12 p.m. on Sunday, we'll be doing the Formula Micros, which I think is probably the weirdest class of cars ever raced here. Not the only class of cars that is kind of Formula-esque. We have seen in real life here. I forgot what they're called, but like Indy Roadsters or something like that. They're road course cars. They just, for some reason, decide to make them turn left here, and that was fun to watch. So, probably be something like that. Should be high intensity. Again, that'll be I believe, 60 laps on Sunday. So, again, let me read out what's coming or what's remaining this weekend. Again, tomorrow at 10 a.m. 40 laps of the All-American Stock Car Championship. Then we hop over on Sunday to the SLC main hub server with the Formula Micros for a 60-lap race to close off the weekend. Surprisingly, a much cleaner track than I thought it would be. I guess maybe just the imminent fear of death that this track provides might make people drive a little bit more conservatively. That's my only assumption. Because we only had just like one caution today, so very clean race. Honestly, pretty glad with that. And thanks to everyone that partook today, even if you just qualified or were in practice. Again, just thank you guys for turning out. Hopefully we could get better activity coming into Plymouth, and I know Plymouth has some mixed feelings. It's been good racing, it's been bad racing. I think it could, with the 1.5 cars, put up a pretty solid show. So we'll see. I know some people aren't happy because of the way it runs in real life, but the way it runs in real life is admittedly shit. I will make sure it's not. So don't worry, next week is going to be a good one. Of course, we'll also be doing Indianapolis Road Course with the GTIs next week, and we might also drop in a Super Indy feature, but due to the confliction to the real life Indy 500, that might not be the case. So we might be doing something on Saturday. Hopefully we'll see you guys there. That is going to be it for the ROX mod stream. So again, want to say thank you guys for turning out. But that will wrap this one up. So we are now going to move on to the outro and close off. So again, see you guys tomorrow with the Flotzes. Hopefully we'll get enough people to live stream it. Otherwise I'll just have to race, which is okay.